I'm going to be backtesting. And I know it's kind of late, but I want to get it done. So today was pretty cool. Like very very cool. Lots of interesting stuff to cover today. So should be very interesting. I already have this marked out. You can see we have a breaker here, series of up close candles. You drop down to a low time frame, right? You find that implied imbalance. So in this case, it was from this body to this low here, and bang, dude, you see that? See the market filled that? Very cool. So anyway, first thing I was thinking about marking up is we had a 15-second inversion here. Man, this would have been such a nice trade. So this is just a regular inversion, but I would actually, since even though it's just a regular 15-second inversion, I would take this as the Reaper Abyss model, where basically you take since this is a 1-minute Reaper, then I would use a 15-second inversion or a 15-second change in state, either one. It's also a change in state. So I guess you could do either. Man, this would be so textbook. And then, yeah, I would definitely just target these low resistance highs here. Like that. Boom, boom. This SMT was with ES. And this one was with also ES. Alright. So there's my aligned time frame inversion. Once again, this is just a regular inversion as well, but like it has the signature to just be a regular inversion, but the fact we're delivering from that Reaper imbalance is exactly why I would have so much conviction in this. Something like that. So this is my Reaper Abyss model that I have not really talked about yet. Boom. And yeah, here we have a little consolidation there. It's a great place to take profit. Right at the end of that LRLR and into this consolidation. You could just tell that that's a liquidity pool, right? Bang. Turn it like that. Okay, gonna screenshot that. Once again, you can just take this as a regular inversion for value gap, and that's totally fine. Okay. 950 Reaper Abyss. And it's right at the start of the macro too. Dude, this trade was perfect. Dang. On at the 15-second. So many good ways to take this trade. As well, it's a liquidity sweep of these lows. That's kind of the first thing I should have drawn out, but it's all good. So I'm gonna mark out that sweep. Yeah, I think at least getting on the charts and doing this a little bit every single day is important. Like, even if, it's just a little bit, in my opinion, that's still important. What a great macro. And I would mark the end of the macro there because, like you guys know, I just do macros from the entry to the draw on liquidity. I don't, within that, like, potential time period, so I'm going to mark it out like that. 950, 1010. That's such a nice trade. $9.50 Reaper Abyss. Oh, I forgot to do the 1 minute line with the 15-second. Whoops. I'll just delete the other one. Okay, and then as you guys know, you just take this as a regular inversion. You don't really need the Reaper. That's just kind of like me nerding out a little bit about the fact that that was so precise, but like I said, you don't really need that. And then we deliver up higher from here. Could have taken profit at the end of this LRLR as well. And I would love to see if we had like anything else. Maybe there was like a new day opening gap or something. Maybe. Okay, anyway, I love this as an inversion for value gap and as a change in state of delivery. So I'll mark it out as both. So here's the version that's an inversion for value gap. You also could have targeted the market open highs, and that would have been totally fine. Because market open highs were one set for life. At least that's the way I see it. They're going to act very similar drawn liquidity wise as a data high would. Okay, so 950. This I'm just going to mark out as a inversion for value gap on the 15-second. And then as well, I'm just going to mark this out as a change in state of delivery. So I'm going to have all the different versions of the way you could take this. That's beautiful. That is A+. A+. And then as well, you guys know the trade I took, or at least one of the trades I tape read, which was the 30-second one, which was also good. CSD on the 15-second. I mean, there probably was a higher time from key level. I'm not going to go that in depth, though. I just want to focus on this. And then, boom. So this was an inversion of this gap using two candles as one. There may have been a higher time frame gap, but sometimes you can just tell when the market's going to go run. Yeah, so this was a higher time frame gap, kinda. And no, there's no higher time frame gap. It's mainly just a 30-second. So, boom. Version of that. And then same thing. I think this trade was fantastic. I did tape read this one. And then as well, you could have targeted market open high. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. You guys know the trade I took. It was that first presented for value gap inversion. I already have that recorded. 950. 950 IFEG on a 30-second. This one was good too. Okay. What else? Obviously it was just a sweep of all these lows and then distribution. This is kind of exactly what I expected for today, honestly, is movement back up and down within this range. So I might talk a little bit less because I really don't feel like talking. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit less. I would also consider this on the 1 minute as, well, I was going to say it's a fractal, but I guess the swing low wasn't formed yet. But on the 30-second, probably was. Let's look. Yeah, so yeah, on the 30-second, that I would, well, no, that's still not, it's a 30-second outside bar. There you go. Yeah, this 30-second outside bar is just a chef's kiss. Same thing, right? That would have been 5-1. That's probably trade of the day, honestly. Maybe even better than the... I think that and the 15-second inversion were both trade of the day. They happened at the same time, essentially. 949 outside bar. I wish I saw it. Guess I'm just blind. Uh, 949 outside bar on the 30-second. Not a fractal because it's not the creation of a swing low. Okay. $9.49 outside bar on the 30-second. Okay, I'm gonna save that. Hey, what up, Cave? How's it going? Just getting some back testing in, some chill back testing. It's kind of late, but just gotta get it in. Gotta get it in. I want to review the market today. I think that 30-second outside bar as well as this 15-second inversion were basically both trades of the day. Just different ways to take the same thing, essentially. I missed it, unfortunately. I don't know how. I guess I'm blind, but I caught other trades. So 7:30. Wow, 7:30 true open was all the way up here. Dang. And I also want to check out that new week opening gap short a little bit more because I did take that and I did hit TP, but I think there was a better way for me to have been able to take it. And so I kind of want to look at that and see. Actually, yeah, let's look at that next. Obviously, there was the other trades in here as well, but um, um, but I already covered most of them. So I want to specifically review the short at market open because I think we all knew that it was going to be shorts. The question was essentially just how to get in on the shorts, and so I want to take a look at that. I think everyone watching my stream knew that we were gonna get shorts, but the question was what was the correct way to execute? Yeah, so there was bearish S&T with YM. And I can't remember, but there might have been S&T with that high as well. And then we came up into this new week opening gap. Hello? Where's it? Why isn't it loading? Okay. So you can see that was right here. And then, whoops. And then 752. Interesting. We form a volume imbalance on the true open as well. That's all the true opens I'm going to be looking at here. Okay. Bang, bang. You see how the market interacted with this? Hey, what up, Kalechi? How's it going, bro? Just getting our back testing in for today, you know? I'll try and make a market recap, but it's super late, so we'll see. Oh yeah, the Venom model. So the short off of this new week opening gap was the Venom model. I'm curious. I'll show you guys. I'm curious if we had SMT here as well. I think we did. All right, this was so sick. This was so sick. It was on the 5 second, so most people did not catch this. I don't think anyone did, but if I was to redo today, this is how I would have caught the shorts. I would have waited for this. This is true manipulation. It occurs above all the true opens besides true session open. That one's a little too high. And then we have I think session stat map was right around here. Pretty sure it was. I'm not gonna go too in depth on it, but what happened is let's get rid of this. Right? We create basically a candle that takes liquidity. This is the Venom candle, right? It takes this entire range, it closes back down. It's also a pin bar, and it leaves the fangs, right? It leaves the fangs. So, boom. There you go. There's essentially a Venom model right there. And the coolest part about this is we perfectly come and tap the sweet spot. So there's that 5 second entry. And we perfectly come tap OTE. So bang. You see how that was perfectly at the sweet spot? And it was also super that high. Very, very cool trade. I did not see it until after, but it was pretty cool. Right, and then yeah, I would short as a soup above this high into OTE. Bang. Stop loss above that Venom candle. Honestly, I'd project out the Venom candle maybe like what, 7 projections? Let's see what's good. Yeah, maybe 7. I would consider this a fractal right there. That 931 entry. I would just say probably just 4 projections is fine, or even just back to this low. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, yeah, let's just say it like we took it like that. I feel like stop loss does not need to go that high. Could probably get away with that. And then yeah, you obviously could have targeted further on this, but once again, sometimes you just gotta make money, Bang. Bang. So I'll take multiple screenshots. One of them where I show it the most realistic way you could take it, and then another one where I show maybe you target a drawn liquidity that was further out. And you guys also see how this is accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? Accumulation, manipulation, BPR. $9.30 Venom on the 5-second, and then as well could have ran this down quite a bit lower, like this drawn liquidity here. And there was data lows. Okay, yeah. So I would just say take it to the data low. Dude, that would have been perfect. Dang. Yeah. It was pretty clear that we were gonna get shorts on market open. It was just a matter of, okay, how do I execute, right? Clean as heck. It's also probably a dodgy one set up for life somewhere, because obviously we had data low. So 932 Venom 5-second number 2. I think it was I also want to record the fractal entry, right? I think this was pretty nice. Where basically we just form a swing high with SMT, and it's pretty obviously accumulation. And then now I like this this fractal entry as well. Fractal entry is just when the swing high is created, I just enter. And it's only in specific context, but like for instance, this would be super obvious. Because of the AMD. Alright, let's scroll up here. Where's the sweep? Imagine you took this. What a sick trade. Genuinely. Someone probably took it. Oh, and it was equal highs too. Nah, kinda. I'm just gonna mark it out. So that's at 9:31 on the 5 second. Okay. So, okay, what do I look at next? Yeah, there's obviously probably a one setup for life in here. I don't know. I kind of want to look at something else. Was there any other obvious entries? We obviously had a 5 minute gap. Yeah, it looks like we had a 5 minute gap with the volume balance at the high. So we could have just tried to look for a 30-second change in state of delivery, and that honestly probably would have been a perfectly fine entry. Yeah. So like this. Okay, this is another way you could have taken this, and this way would have been pretty nice. Accumulation, manipulation of the highs, new week opening gap, soup of true month open. Once again, 5 minute fair value gap here. Obviously at this point, we have accumulation, manipulation, and then we get a change in state on the 30-second. Not maybe the most obvious, but hey, maybe you could just use it for bias, right? So like that, you see how it cuts through candles, and then we get that right there. I would go from here to here like this. Something like that. Boom. Down 4 projections to data low. That is a sweet trade. True Session Open was having a beach day. It's all the way up there, bro. 9:35. Flow state. And what I'm realizing about flow state, guys, is you can use change state delivery to align with flow state. So with flow state, with your higher time frame key level, you can use a change in state delivery. You can use an inversion for value gap on the aligned time frame. You can do an aligned time frame outside bar. You can do an aligned time frame pin bar. Like there's so many different ways to align time frames. It's really cool actually. I'm gonna write that in my notes real quick. frame pin bar. All right. So, kind of want to look at something else now. But yeah, guys, it makes a lot of sense what happened and why it did. There were definitely shorts and there were definitely longs. And this is a good rejection block. We did not use it, but if we had used it, it would have been pretty good. Maybe we used it on the 32nd. Yeah. Okay, it's getting kind of messy. I kind of look at something else. Oh, look at the new week opening gap getting used over here. Yeah, that all those trades within here were definitely trade of the day. You could have even gone like this. This is another simple idea, is you could have gone 15-second for, not 15-second, 15-minute for value gap. This is actually really nice. And then 1 minute change in state. And that 1 minute change in state was an absolute beast. Look at that. Look at that 1 minute sweep and then closure. Very clear that we're going up when we get that. So this would be an awesome trade as well. And this was below every true open, which is also awesome. Boom. So below midnight, below 752. And then 922. Oh, I guess 922 is the 90-minute true open. Either way, we're below it. Dude, look at that. Look at, oh, that is so cool. 951 forms. We form the wick, tap the change in state, and then deliver higher. What the heck? Oh man, if you don't think that's cool, I don't know what to say. That is really cool. That is so cool. But I'm not gonna record it. I'm gonna just take more of like a mental note. And yeah, when we get this change in state right here on the 1 minute, you can just clearly tell, okay, we're gonna go higher. This is an A+ flow state trade. unfortunately, it gets kind of hard to, you know, reasonably take it, but it's all good. That would be 2 to 1, right? No complaints. Once again in the macro as well. $15-minute aligned with the 1 minute at 950. Alright. Add me to the Discord. Add me on Discord. It's Sleazy Goated. Okay. I'm gonna add you right now. Oh, bro, why are you going over there? Yeah, there's so many different trades. The first center for value gap trade I took was just awesome. It was just awesome. Okay. Sleazy Goated. Sleazy Goated. Oh, I see you. There you are. Okay. Accepted. Okay. I mean, there's so many ways to take this. So many ways, guys. I might take a little break. I've been going kind of hard for a bit, so I might take a little break. Man, right when we started getting displacement there, like, every entry was just valid. Every entry. Really. Like, this is an outside bar, right? On a 30-second. This 30-second outside bar is an entry. There's a billion entries. It's like, there really is. If you miss one, okay, there's going to be another one. This 30-second outside bar was awesome. And it's very clear that there's just good low resistance liquidity up here, so. Yeah. This outside bar on the 30-second was nice. I'm loving outside bars. I need to get better with pin bars because, yeah. I know that they're powerful. I'm just kind of not as good at them. Yeah, I'm going to take a little break. And bang. I'd go like this. That'd be 3.5 R. Brilliant, dude. If only I saw that. That's awesome. It just becomes very clear at that point that we're going to go run liquidity. I'm going to try and make a, what's it called? I'm going to try and make a, I lost my train of thought. Man, below every true open as well. Honestly, this one might be trade of the day. This one might be trade of the day. Right? 15-minute for value gap, 1-minute breaker, outside bar, running all the highs. clear LRLR. Honestly, this was awesome. And then oh yeah, the low time frame true open. This was probably the cherry on the cake right here. Manipulation of the true open. Boop. And then expansion. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the cherry on the cake right there. You have to admit, that is incredible. Oh my gosh. 951 closes. Perfect. Oh, it actually closes here. Even better. Jeesh. Boop. Notice how every single outside bar, or not every single true open is either we're below it or it's been manipulated. That is just beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, this one actually might be trade of the day. I think this. I know the other one was really nice, but this is something a lot of people would not see. And the external gap doesn't matter because we have good low resistance highs above the gap. 952 outside bar on the 32nd. 952 outside bar on the 32nd. Bang. Okay, I'm going to take that break, guys. I'm going to take that break. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to try and film a market recap. I'm kind of crazy. It's so late, and I got to sleep, but I don't know. I'm just going to take a little break, and I'll come back. This is probably a 5-second 2022 model as well. Yeah, you can see displacement, gap forms. Let's check for silver bullet because now I'm curious, right? And we form a gap here, but I feel like you wouldn't use that one because there's no AMD, there's no clear. Yeah, there's no. What I'm trying to say is this is not a 2022 model gap. This is just a random gap, so I would not trust that. I would trust a sweep of this high, which is previous day's high, and then this gap over here after after we get this sweep and then form this gap here. Honestly, I would consider that silver bullet. I don't know if that's that good though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that. But one thing's for sure, we do sweep previous day high, and then we start to go lower. At this point, I'm not on the charts. Could look for more options within this. I really feel like there must have been a more obvious short. Like, the trade I took, I wish I took something more obvious. It's just, I don't know. What other trades were there within? Well, because I knew to be short, I just couldn't find the entry really. I guess there's a 30-second change in state of delivery right there. No, 15-second. Yeah, so actually, that actually doesn't seem too bad if I think about it. I think that would have been the entry. That would have been another way to enter. Is 5-minute gap. Yeah, this is fire right here. So this would have been a really nice way to enter. Is 5-minute gap. Clear accumulation, manipulation, souping the true opens. I guess the sus part about it is there's true session open that's just chilling above, but I think it's clear enough where you could probably get away with it. I mean, the thing is, it's just really obvious AMD. And AMD matters more than a random true open. So 5-minute gap. Here's accumulation. Here's manipulation. And then it's essentially manipulation of equal highs. And this is all within the new week opening gap. Right, so all the true opens get manipulated. Then right here, I like this 30-second change in state. I'd probably put stop loss above there. And then here, you could take this to the data low. And just hold it. Just hodl this trade. It would be kind of scary. You could have pyramided at OTE of it, though, if you wanted. You can see there you go, pyramid. You could have pyramided there. Bang. Stop loss there. And then once again, let's just mark out OT just for fun. And obviously we go to the data low. So like right here. So that was another way you could have taken it. And yeah, like I said, you could have stacked entries. So entry 1, and then a pyramid at OTE. It's not a 30-second, it's a 15-second. I just want to go to a lower time frame chart to get more detail. So, like that, and like that. I just want more space to chart it. That's the main thing. But now you see what I'm saying, huh? Right? Entry number 1 at the change in state, pyramiding right here at OTE, and then we run down to the data low. $9.32 flow state, 5 minute, 15-second, and I'll call it flow state stack. We should do stack in brackets. Yeah, I like that. Stack. Yeah. Bang. Okay, yeah. That was a nice inversion right there. I don't feel like back testing that one, but that was nice. Not much else to say other than that was nice. Just inversion up to that high. Being tired. I might just be done for today then. yeah. I'm just gonna be done. And I'm gonna film the market recap. Okay. See you in the next one.